Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2 3 4. My camera's kind of messed up, or is it because I'm sitting too far up? And usually I'm slouching. Fix my chair. Hello, comrades, and welcome to another episode of Under Construction. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. It's another day in paradise. Lafayette. And the dog. This is the only air-conditioned room in the house, and it is toasty around here, and so I'm sealed in here with the air conditioning and the dog because I don't trust him. Greetings, steel beasts of history. Okay, let's put this over here. We're gonna have. Oh well, I wasn't sure if I wanted to say we're gonna have a quick game of Not Tetris today. I never really want to have a quick game because it means I did really poorly. But, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking of the future. We started late. We've got stuff to do today. We've got industry work to get back onto. We've got all sorts of scenery work to do still, too. I'm not even sure. I saw some historic aerials of, sort of like row houses, you know, the same sort of thing in a row, and I thought, oh, I should be doing that. Oh, that was really bad. Okay, well, this is going very wrong very quickly. Oh no. Can I put this, like, there? Okay, put that there. I don't have much that's exciting to talk about this time around, sadly. I've got my soda sitting off to the side. Gloria was not here to give it to me, so I had to get it myself. It's very sad. It's a very sad story, actually. Gloria is hanging out with their family, which leaves me here all by myself. No, okay, this is going to be a really short game. This sucks. This is not good at all. Oh no, 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 no. All right, yeah. Oh, we got a line at the bottom. Please have like a big cascading collapse. Okay, we lose 2 more lines. I really need to make a line happen. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on, there was a... Oh. Square, over to the left. Come on. I wonder if people avoid the very beginning. They're like, oh, he's going to be playing Not Tetris. And for the people that do show up for the beginning, I appreciate you. Okay, alright, this is bad. That over there. Come on, let's collapse the whole thing. Collapse the whole stack. These are some of the most annoying pieces in Not Tetris. Wow, look at that. We did collapse the whole stack. We're back to the beginning, except... Apparently I'm still on level 1. I didn't even know. Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts. You know what? I need to look at, because I've sort of couched some of the history of the peninsula in, you know, in New England history, and there's a lot of barges roaming around, in theory. There's a lot of barge canals in places where you really might not necessarily put a barge canal if the railroad has been invented. And I should really look into what that really looked like back in the day. I want to know what the Blackstone Canal really looked like. I want to know what the Farmington Canal looked like. And I know that there are some examples of those, of the infrastructure from those things still around. Particularly, I believe, the Farmington Canal. There are some parks with semi, not restored, but semi-extant locks, which would be kind of cool to see. Maybe I should take a trip to Connecticut. Wow, that really locked in a way that was not helpful to me. There are other reasons why I need to take a trip to Connecticut. I need to go to Danbury, finally. I've never, not in a very long time, not since I was a small child, I think, have I been to the Danbury Railway Museum. And I would love to see the restored New York Central Electrics, because I visited them in the woods more than once. Um, it was kind of a highlight of a trip, of 2 trips that I took with a bunch of the horsemen. Um, it was really neat. I mean, I almost said to see them in their natural habitat. Of course, that's not their natural habitat. Their natural habitat is the space between Croton Harmon and Grand Central Terminal. But it was still really neat to bear witness to those abandoned locomotives, and it's crazy to see something like that and recognize like these engines were preserved, they were restored, and then the organization sort of fell apart from underneath them and left them in the state that they were in. Hello, Orion. Oh shoot. And I don't know what that really says. It's amazing to see and look at and see the story of and go, wow, like that's incredible. And it's also a reminder, right? It's a reminder that all the stuff that we have preserved right now is isn't like just because it's made it over the hump into preservation does not mean it's going to be around forever. You know, um, there are there are nations with better steam preservation than the United States, and they get to a point where it's like, okay, well, we have a bunch of these and we don't have one of these, so let's scrap one and use it to build the other. That has happened in Britain, I believe, but also, oh, I felt that speed up. Oh shoot, oh man, I thought I thought I had that. I assume you mean a World War One era triplane, Orion, because I don't think any triplanes were kicking in the World War Two years. Either way, that is really cool, and I bet it was loud. Um, okay, let's go down this way. Let's go back to where we started. Let's go back to the start. It won't catch me holding on to somebody. I feel like I underestimate how large this route has become, and when you have to scroll from one end to the other like that, triplane as in trimotor. Uh, that is okay. That's different. That's really neat. Um, See, you say triplane, people think 3 wings. It's a little bit. You threw me for a loop there. I was like, I feel like Orion knows his history enough to not make that mistake. Uh, and yes, three motors, Ford Trimotor at that sounds really cool to see in person. Where were you? It's at an air show, I would imagine. I don't know where. I don't know how many Trimotors are still kicking. I'm gonna guess it's not that many. Um, but yeah, everything we have restored is fickle. We could lose it at any moment. It pays to be a part of your local heritage organizations, even if it's something as simple as your local, like, town historical association. Because I feel like a town historical association is super underrated. Because if you like history, you go into one of those places and they've got wall to wall like stuff that appears to be junk, right? But it is probably foundational. It's probably one of a kind. And they're probably the only people that care about it, and yet it's an amazing piece of history, and it's worth remembering, right? All right, so we did that. Now what? We finished those blocks. um, okay, so I was forgetting how much work we got done over here. Yeah, okay, so we need to talk about the Walther's trading cards. Well, we don't really need to talk about it per se, but I have already said plenty about it. Um, I'm not impressed. I don't think anyone here would have expected me to have been impressed by the trading cards. Um, yes, now you will try me. Thank you for trying me. I know you wanted me to see if I could take some screenshots around the route. I will have to do that right at the end. So spend some time thinking about what you would want me to take a screenshot of, and then let me know, and I will do that at the end. Because I probably am going to want to go into Driver to do that so I can hide the UI, right? I also don't know what my screenshot button is um, in OBS. I'm gonna need to figure that one out. Well, I took the important bits. I would uh, challenge the idea of what the important bits are, but I get what you're saying. Um, there was definitely, I don't think they stole my idea, right? I think it would be silly to assume that Walters has any idea who they just declared war on. But, you know, I'm here, and I'm gonna be turning the trading card machine back on, and that's something that I've been wanting to do and needing to do for quite a while. I've got two batches of cards that are sort of in the chamber getting worked on. I've got the Railway 200 batch, and I've got the Marks Madness batch, which had like completing that has really eluded me. It's been very frustrating that those are not out the door yet. But I've had so much to do with regard to wedding planning, and I'm gonna bet you if Gloria was here, they would. They would love to show all of yous the wax seals that they've been doing on the envelopes. It's very cool. All right, no, there. Um, as long as I don't affect the undecorated rolling stock market, don't worry, I won't. Um, I'm not gonna be. I'm not in for any undecorated rolling stock. That's for sure. Hmm. Part of me wants to put another line of buildings down this way and just make this like a pedestrianized street and this a park. Um, that could be kind of cool. It'd be kind of far from downtown, but it's like an old downtown sort of vibe. Let's do that because I've got this calling to me, right? This is past me going. You should do something with this sort of angle, right? Okay. You guys got to be able to hang on to those ones and twos for a while. It looks like. I mean, I know Mossy Mug is not going to make it, um, and I'm going to assume that Train Street got drunk on Yacht Club Cola because apparently he was knocking him back earlier. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is a little bit too wide, and also it's not parallel with the center line there, which that's what we need to do. And then because it's a little bit too wide, I think I'm going to use this to... Yeah, there we go. Push that in like that. Okay. Back to Sphere Classic. The one little thing. There we go. Today's Yacht Club soda is lemon flavor. I wish I had the time and the wherewithal to learn how to, how this, I can see sort of, there's a schmear on the inside, probably from right where they squirted the soda in. Wish I had the time to make a custom paint scheme. Instead, I have Jader. And one of these days, I will send out like all my stuff to become Iron Horseman, because I think that'd be neat. What else is my legacy? Oh shoot. Oh, there's a little bump there. That's interesting. All right, let's add some more stores going that direction. What about this? Oh, that's I feel like we've used this one. How many of them are there with a sign on top? Or did I put this one down and then decide against it? Again, I feel like there are not that many with a sign on top. And also, I should put a fence in front of this. Like a working fence, like a work fence, like... Oh, you know what? I used one somewhere over here, didn't I? No, not you. Not you. I put fence up around a construction site or something not too long ago. And it was not a typical chain link fence. It was a weird one. I know I did this. I know I did this. Where was it? That's the real question. Where did I put this fence? Was it over here? I could see myself putting fence work over here. But, no. It was not. It was not you, either. I know I did do some fence work. There you are. It's right around this empty plot that could get used for something sooner or later. And why did I want a fence? What did I need the fence for? I went and found it, now I forgot why. Fence, 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 fence. Ah, the broken building. Oh, hey. I'm gonna put grass right there. Temporary fence. Wood and Wire Company. I'm sure everyone has seen those fences around. I don't think they're local. They might be. But that name is too generic for them to be. Alright. Just put up a fence in the front of the building. In the back. We don't need one in the back. It's the 50s. I'm glad I noticed this missing texture here, though. Speaking of missing textures, I hope everyone heard about the changes to Gary's mod. Let's take a work truck out front. That's true. Why don't I do that? Or maybe out back. What have I got for trucks? At least like a pickup, right? I should probably do a whole pass of you know, vehicles in here. That's kind of cool. The sloped bed is a choice. Excuse me. I downloaded the GER Atlantic and it's a stunning model. I don't remember who originally made that model, but shout out to them. It is a really nice model. I appreciate the stuff that's floating around on the DLS for Tolbrand. A long time ago, we had what I had dubbed the Great Tolbrand Reskin Project, which didn't really go anywhere, but it was cool to have, like, a grand scheme, right? Like, oh, we're going to reskin all this stuff. It's going to be amazing. Obviously, that didn't happen, but, you know, it was a scheme. Hold on. This is just slightly too long. And part of me really wants to just merge those two buildings together. Literally one ACF 2-bay hopper. I think we have at least two of those. We've got a couple locomotives. I don't know if we got any passenger cars, although that would be cool to have. I was always harping on about the fact that if I were to have some freight cars, I would need the commodities inside them to be changed. Okay. Let's go there. Let's go there. Yeah, a lot of the regular is not here today. It's a shame. Should I just ping everyone? Make people wake up, get in here. Oh, you know what? I didn't send it in the Trainz official server. I will send it in the Trainz official server, and maybe somebody will show up from that. Who pinged me? I did not realize TJ had a fixed gear. Hey, Big Bob, what's up? Speaking of passengers, you saw Scale Train's announcement of Berkshires. I did see that. It's once like, if I had a nickel for every announcement that had been made, right, recently from a major from a major model train manufacturer that I was just like, huh, okay. I would have 10 cents, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that there are two of them. And like I think it's good that Scale Trainz is making the Berks. I'm glad they're using the tooling that they got. I decided my next house will have an air-conditioned shop. I can't blame you one bit. Uh, I'm glad they're using the tooling, but the tooling is definitely showing its age a little bit. Um, at least in my opinion. I don't know what everybody else thinks. I mean, it's still not bad looking, right? But it just doesn't hold up alongside some of the more modern stuff. I'm over-breathing soup. Well, you're the one who lives down there. It's all soup all the time. Here it's some soup some of the time. Um, Back to Rare Classic. 17065, 1 to blank, and make custom. Yeah. Oh, hey, Pat. Pat, I hope you get your trading cards. Now that I've actually put your full address on there. No, it does not mean you can't complain about it. That's very true. I complain about stuff all the time. I mean, half of the show is me complaining about stuff. Pat to the big E. Let's go. Oh, come on. Sometimes the grid in Trainz really does grind my gears. Okay, what to do in this park? There really are not enough gazebos in the world. It's nearly 90 in Ohio. It feels like paradise to me. All right, well that's just you, man. I'm out of the. I'm not. 90 degrees is way out of my wheelhouse. Could be a war memorial. Could be a lot of things. I don't think I'm going to be specific about what exactly it is. It's just going to be here. You know, it reminds me of like 10 different parks. You know, every park sort of, you know, classic New England park. It's just like a stretch of grass with a gazebo in the middle of it, and maybe some other stuff. Let me see if there's anything called memorial though. Okay, there's this. I can put this down there. The existence of Jesus Christ on Tolbrand is confirmed. All right, let's do this parallel with the road. Well, actually, you know what we can do? We can do a, you know, I heard patrolling the Mojave makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Yeah, there we go. Oh, now it wiggles, you know? There's always got to be some, like, weird blighted corner of the park with, like, a pump house in it or something. Or, hear me out, a pumpkin cafe. Yeah, the dry heat it's a difference. I mean, the thing is, I I had the pleasure of visiting the Four Corners Monument last summer, which I can't believe that it's been like a year. And oh my God, it was so bad the brand new car's AC could not keep up. It was so miserable. And I wish I had the photo of Jader walking to the snow cone stand that looked like it was on the surface of Mars. That might be the most iconic photo from that trip, up to and including my engagement pictures. I'm gonna refund. I assume because of all the legends we've lost this week. You know, the one that I'm most mournful of, and that isn't really a high bar, is Ozzy, because goddamn, like what a bona fide legend. Um, But at the same time, I'm sitting here going, how the hell was that man still alive? Right? Please tell me other people are thinking that. Because, like, there's no earthly reason why Ozzy Osbourne should have survived. Like, I really hope, yet Jagger is still alive, yeah. I really hope that Ozzy donates his body to science, because someone needs to figure it out. I remember reading a long time ago that apparently he's like unnaturally resistant to hard drugs. You know, um, someone has got to figure that out. They could make like turbo Narcan from Ozzy's blood. I bet, right? Um, for crying out loud, um, I can't believe I put these right on top of one another and only let me click on one. I'll approach it from this direction. Nope, approach it from this direction. Oh, I grabbed it. Yay, okay, there we go. You just gotta, like, get in the head of the game. Oh, an anchor is a good idea. Maybe not here, but it's a good idea. Um, it's crazy, though, because you know what's the other insane thing about Ozzy dying? Is he called his shot, right? Like, who gets to do that? Who does that and does it successfully? His farewell concert was what, like a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months tops. When was his farewell show? It was super super recent. Um, it feels like it was a couple weeks ago. It might have been in the spring. I cannot remember. Um, um, that's it's a few weeks back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was recent. He was like, "Hey, it's a farewell concert, right? Like, it's the farewell tour. He's going farewell." He knew it. Like, there's no way. Like, like he knew it. Uh, and then there was another fella that passed away, like, today. Um, not Hulk Hogan. He's not the person I'm thinking of. There was the jazz musician, right? Um, I'm probably conflating the jazz musician with the circumstances of Hulk Hogan's death. Um, yeah, thank you, Matt. Okay, let's do that. CEO of Tim Temia? What is that? Okay. All right, we got this. Let me see if I have an anchor. Let me go into Surveyor Classic and check in there, because I am not sure that I do, but it would be worth finding out. I have the Anchor Motel, right? Um, no, I have some dinghies that happen to have anchors. It'd be kind of funny to put a dinghy in the middle of a park like this somewhere. This has got to be like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this building is, but it's here and it needs a big parking lot. Um, and I will use a street to divide that big parking lot with and that over there. But yeah, no, it's been crazy. I mean, it it is, as it's people die all the time, right? Like none of these guys are folks that, like, oh my god, so sudden before their time, whatever. I mean, some of them are definitely a little bit sudden, but death tends to be sudden when you don't know the person who's dying. Um, but these are all folks that have lived their lives. Uh, so it's not crazy. It's just crazy that it's all these people that we know about. you know, uh, a bunch of famous people at the same time. Okay. Feel like we've been working on this town for over a year now. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course we have. Um, I I don't know. Like, you could go back to when I first laid the baseboards for Bellington and South Bellington. That was a long time ago. That was when we were leaving Mason's Landing and working towards Pan Am. I built out all the baseboards. Um, it's been a huge amount of work, but you know, that is what we're here for. It's a forever project, and so there are some other projects that I'm working on, and you could also classify the trading cards under this, but it's kind of like I'm causing myself problems, right? Because I sort of I have no sense of urgency anywhere because I don't have a sense of urgency here. Um, I just sort of treat everything like a forever project, and I'll get to it when I get to it. And if I don't get to it, then I don't get to it. I think that is something that maybe we can all embrace, right? It's like our time on this earth is finite. If we're talking about all the people who are dying, we might as well talk about this. Our time on this earth is finite, and some things, plenty of things, really. If we don't feel like doing them, don't do them. Like, why bother? You know, like, yeah, you gotta get up and you gotta brush your teeth and everything. Like there are chores that come along with living, but those are the boring things that you have to do. You don't have to do the boring things that you don't have to do. Um, there's urgency. Like Walters, as much as I am, you know, shaking my fist angrily at the sky, uh, Walters has done me a great service by encouraging me to kick my butt back into gear. I got back into one of the other forever projects that I've been working on that I haven't touched in a couple months. Um, and I touched the Iron Horseman Chronicles novel that I've been working on a little bit. Um, unfortunately, Walters will absolutely win that fight because they're Walters. But that doesn't mean we can't use them as a springboard. And I did get like 5 different people that flagged me down on various servers and in DMs, like not including my own server. Uh, that were like, "Hey, have you heard about the Walters thing?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, I have. I am declaring." They don't know who they just declared war on. Um, I think I said I'm going to war a few times, which of course is nonsense. But I definitely would love to get. I definitely would love to get at least one of these card packs done and out the door. But I'm probably going to aim to get both of them done at the same time because then I can save on the shipping. And I can just send, like it's taken a lot longer than I wanted to, but I could theoretically, the batch of stuff that is going in the heist store, I could just send it back with Weibold to Colorado. Um, I'm Derek Baum, and I'm declaring war on toilets with the new toilet grenade. Um, Cash in them royalties. Yeah, and the other thing is, and I'm so glad that I finally figured out how to share Merger Mania. That's on the website now, for those who don't know. theironhorseman.com/merger-mania. I just want more of this. You can now download it and play with your friends, version 1 and version 2. Version 2 has not been publicly debuted anywhere. It's been in the Discord, but I haven't shared it. It hasn't been on any streams yet. And I want to do a stream with Mark about that, or with that. But the other thing I want to do is, I want to pair that with some sort of trading card announcement, because whenever I do a stream with Mark, it becomes like a big rush of people, which is good. Definitely not complaining about it, but I'd like to have the inventory to support it, which I don't right now. I've got maybe 20 packs left of batch 4, and that's it. Um, so I need to get that into gear. And I wanted to sit down and bang out, like, okay, here are all the cards we don't have. This is what each card needs to get done. And then touch base with all the people that I would like help from. Tyler for certain things, maybe Daniel Gallery for a couple things, if I can reach out to him. I want to get Mark to write the blurb for Montezuma, which I think is only fair. There are folks going to the IRM that I know that I would really love it if they could get me a photo of 3007, because I need that photo. And then just the rest of them. Just put together the rest of them. Start digging up documents for the EL2B, because very much need that. One of my forever projects is creating a profitable trading card company. Yeah, I mean, profitable is probably overselling it. But I just, I have a passion for this right now. And it is nice to have something in life that you're passionate about. Even if I'm not actively making progress right now, I see, there are 14 competing standards, right? And so here I am, I'm the 15th, and Walters is the 16th. But I'm just looking at this and going like, hey, everybody and their mother is making trading cards. We should do that. That's sort of where I started. They're all weird and incompatible, and I can do better than that, so I think I will. I haven't, and of course this is my limited scope, right? But when you go to Steamtown and buy the trading cards, do you then go track down people and trade with them? They don't seem very tradable. At least, and this took me a second to understand, because it wasn't immediately apparent in the original announcement. I was like, why is Walther, like, what do you mean trading cards, Walthers? How are these tradable? You buy a pack, you get the whole train set. But apparently there are different rarities. There are different the rare ones are shinier, which that's one way to do it. It's not the worst way to do it, especially considering what they're dealing with, what their scope is. I think they handled it about as well as they could. Because they're doing like whole trains, They're doing engines and cars and all that jazz. So like, I see it. I'm not gonna buy any. I'm not saying don't buy them also. I don't really, like, genuinely, I don't have any qualms. I'm not mad. But I definitely feel like I need to be like, no, we can do trading cards better than that. Because that's exactly where we started. That's exactly where I started. Challenge coins is a fun one. I actually have I have my challenge coin from the WWF, the 10 challenge coin, 3D printed one, sitting on my desk in the in my office on the porch. Who picked me? Oh, it's sorry, that was totally unrelated to under construction. I'm glad that I saw it though. Okay. So as far as merch goes, though, one of the things I do want to do, that I do sort of plan to do, is branded binders, which I don't have my cards in here. They're around here somewhere, but for those who don't know, we managed to find a way to put them in binders using photo frames, and that has been really cool. Okay. This whole area back here is a little bit strange. I think I should put like a big house here on the corner, like a big house. Um, Only Iron Horseman T-shirt that exists anywhere. Oh man, yeah, no, that's we need to make a run of Iron Horseman T-shirts, like actually. Um, that would be wonderful. Whoa, that is ugly. Okay. Yeah, no, not that. That's like okay. All right, we're just gonna find a big house. He's the only one. Okay, well then you know what? Then I won't make one just to make sure you always feel special, Matt. What is this? Um, what if we got Warhawk to make custom T-shirts? That would actually be really cool. Um, I wonder what his commission rate is. I've never inquired. It would be really cool. The only problem is, I think we've sort of moved past. Oh, that's cool. We've sort of moved past, you know, the Iron Horseman Railroad, right? Um, we're so much the Iron Horseman company now with the trading cards and everything. Like that's our biggest product. It used to be the Chronicles, but now we make trading cards and we make games and stuff like that. And it's you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like okay, if we were to make a cool design, whoa, whoa. If we were to make a cool design that would go on a T-shirt or something, right? Um, that's interesting. Um, it would honestly feel kind of weird doing. Yeah, this is your local historical society. It would feel kind of weird doing um, the Iron Horseman locomotives. You know, uh, it's just like how many people? I mean, plenty of people know them, but is that the sort of branding that we're moving forward with? Don't get me wrong; it'd be super cool. I would love to have something. Uh, I mean, part of me um, would love to just sort of to throw it at Warhawk and be like, hey, here's you know, I want you to make an Iron Horseman design and just see what he comes up with. You know, I mean, the man's got talent, so it would be kind of amazing to see exactly what he comes up with for that. But you know, okay. It's a weird spot for a house, but I've seen weirder. Move this over here, and then let's do something else for this that sort of matches the vibe. Let's use this ground cover. You know, I mean, I would love to have like Warhawk's art like up on the website, right? Um, although you know, I feel like I'm a poser. I don't have any of his art myself. I don't have the room to hang up anything else. I do not have the room to hang up anything. Um, I've got a couple of posters in here, as you can see in the background, and like everywhere else in my house, the walls are the same situation. There is not a lot of wall to go around, and the areas that are, you know, are available or that I could hang something on, I've already hung something on. That's something I'm running into with my model trains. I got a display case that I can hang on the wall. I have nowhere to hang it. Um, believe it. Just look at the webcam. Yeah, and this room is also a catastrophe. Like, it was even worse before. We had all the wedding stuff in a bin over there. But yeah, I am like when I'm, it's like I'm like I look terrible. I look terrible when I do this. I do not have my webcam in a good place. I always slouch. But yeah, I know. This is this is uh this is my life. Um, yeah, I have this model train display case, and all of my model trains are like ashamedly hung up, or like not hung up, piled up on a on a little side table that I found on the side of the road in my living room, and I just don't have any place else for them to go, which is not ideal. Um, it's quite thankful that I have the restraint that I have, and uh, that I don't constantly buy stuff. Otherwise, I would be totally underwater. But instead, I do just take home things all the time. Um, they're closing the office in Oh, I put the fence around the wrong way. They're closing the WSP office in Providence, and they they basically just sort of let us take whatever. Chairs, desks, shelves, even the refrigerator was up for raffle. Um, and I went by today, and of course the refrigerator is gone, which is really funny. That somebody just made off with a fridge, right? Um, oh, where'd you get that fridge? How do you even? Yeah, what is the point of conversation that you get to start there? Oh, do you like my refrigerator? I got it from my old office. Um, it was not a special fridge. Whole shelf for the USS New Jersey. I bet you it needs it. Uh, I've seen that thing from all angles. It's a thick boy. Um, but yeah, no, it's just like ah, I I went in there and I was like, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? And I'm like looking through everything. I'm taking cables. I'm taking chairs. I took like all the little folders out of the filing cabinets. Oh, I'm on the ground. Um, that nobody was using because I was like, oh, I can use these. I have a filing cabinet and no folders to hold the papers. It's just an empty filing cabinet. Um, and then table for my models that's way too small. Yeah, and it's yeah, same thing. Um, okay, so here's this. This is like a haunted mansion vibes going on right here. Um, I got $100 of bronze bar from work because they bought it out of the storeroom and didn't need it. They what? Nice. That's convenient. Um, I assume you're making use of that in your live Steam endeavors. Oh well, it's bronze, not brass. I don't know how useful. I don't do live Steam, so I don't know how useful it is, but I'm sure you can find it some use for the material. Um, uh, let's see. Let's give me this grass here. I went past it. No, I didn't. It's over here. Oh man, filling in these blocks is so incredibly satisfying. It just is so satisfying. Um, Following the restoration of the two O4Os on the Rector storage channel. I think I'm vaguely aware of them, but I'm not following them. I mean, I see like people post them in the Discord. I think. Um, all right, and next I need the grungier grass. No, not the grass and mud. I need like not that either. I need like the abandoned house grass. Or like the river grass, the really dark stuff. That's not it either. Oh, it's back here. Grass 06. Look how well we're filling these triangles in. This is fantastic. If we fill this in and this in, we have like a contiguous section here. That will have gone very quickly. Alright, let's do this. Also, hello, MK. I wish I had more wisdom. Like, I feel like I've dispensed all the wisdom that I can dispense about route building unless someone asks me a directed question that I can answer. And, you know, I also don't want to, like, oversell my understanding of route building. I've just been doing it for a while. No, spin that around the other way. And then this goes here. Okay. I also want to make sure I get the edges of this with the small grass spline. Just to make sure that I'm not missing any spots. Like, even if they're not really there, I know they're there in my heart. These two, I want to do hedges on the side, and then, like, fence in the front. But the problem is, it's got that driveway that I'm going to have to contend with. And the other thing is, so many of these are, like, hedgerows, you know? So many of these are big, like, really big, for what needs to go here. Sup, Douglas Welsh? Ooh, excuse me. I may have eaten too much before this. We made cheeseburger mac and cheese, and I was satisfied after the first bowl, and then I went, you know what, this is like the only meal I'm going to have today. Let me go back for a second one. That was a mistake. My tummy is not happy. No, don't be alarmed if there's a bustle in those hedgerows. That's not the reference I expected. Okay. So, end of January is when I need to look at coming up there for Amherst. Yes. It is the last weekend in January, which I think is the 24th and 25th. Or maybe it's the 25th and 26th. But, yeah, it's the last weekend. It used to be, and this is like a little random gripe. The Big E used to fit. It used to notch perfectly in that 1 week space between the last playoff games of the season and the Super Bowl. And now they added another week, so now it's during the last two playoff games. And I remember being in the car with Achilles as we were driving back from the Big E. I think it was, yeah, it was that. And he's like watching the Lions lose on his phone and just getting miserable. And I was like, oh man, like, no, you made it this far. Like, it's a big deal that you made it this far into the playoffs. Like, trying to tell him anything to make him feel a little bit better. But, like, it was sad. It was, you know, we combined our Trainz and our football, and it was not a good combo. Okay. A video that's Ozzy Osbourne tribute, Crazy Train, and Polar Express. I feel like I've seen that. Like, many, many years ago, and I'm not saying that there's a problem with you not being the first person to do it. There are no original thoughts left on the internet, and by extension, quite possibly in the world. So don't worry about that. I swear I remember seeing a video that meets that description, right? Many years ago. Of course, it wasn't a tribute video because Ozzy Osbourne was still alive, but, you know. Maybe we'll put the three-deckers on this side. Oh, you have seen it. Okay, so it does exist. They do exist. Uh, I also think it might have been in Trainz. It's one of those. It's a long time ago. Probably in Trainz 2006. I had a discussion yesterday about which Trainz versions became Trainz Mobile. Uh, and I'm. It's been so long, like, for the life of me, I could not. Alright, Godspeed, Douglas. For the life of me, I could not remember what version was which. I remember the original Trainz was like a port of Trainz 2009. I didn't know there was a Trainz Mobile 3. I've never been a mobile gamer. I think the mobile game I have spent the most time on, other than, like, the stuff I played on my flip phone when I was a kid, like Galaga. I had Galaga on my first flip phone, and I would go absolutely bonkers on Galaga. But there we go. Um, the video I have spent the most, or video, the mobile game I've spent the most time on is definitely Candy Crush. Like, I've spent quite a bit of time on, like, Pocket Trains, but Candy Crush is just like a, oh, I've got like half an hour to do nothing. I'll just bang out a level or two in Candy Crush. I mean, it says relax and play Candy, which it's not relaxing at all. But um, the mobile game I by far have the most time on is Tetris. That's a good one. That's a good one to have a lot of time on. Excuse me. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember? Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Uh, a Flash game called Candy Train. I have such awful hiccups all of a sudden. I'm also not a big mobile gamer because they're all pretty darn predatory. I mean, it comes with the territory. And also because, like, my phone distracts me enough. I don't need more mobile games on it. But I keep a couple. I keep a couple around. I keep around Candy Crush because it's Candy Crush. It's like the go-to mobile game. I feel like if the phrase mobile game is uttered, people will think about Candy Crush more often than virtually any other title. Um, like, but uh, I have Pocket Trains still. I don't really do much with it, but I have it. Uh, and I have two more games. I have human versions of boats. That's a mobile game? There's a mobile game version of that? I thought that was a desktop game. I don't know. Um, don't know the first thing about it. But, okay. I've got those two, and then I have two more in that little folder. I know there are four of them. One of them is definitely, like, NFL fantasy football, though. So that doesn't count. And the final one is... Um, the final one is uh, Ultimate Tic-Tac-Toe, which is a great, like, kill time game when you're, like, at a restaurant or something. Of course, Gloria doesn't play it with me because I always beat them. But sometimes Gloria's little sister will, and the fact that I always beat them, or beat her, is not, like, it doesn't matter to her yet because she's 11. Um, like, she doesn't have an ego about getting beaten in video games yet. Um, I feel like we all get there. You know, it's like when I would play Call of Duty with my friends, I would not be doing 1v1s with them because I was abysmal and I didn't want to just lose all the time. You know, there are certain things that I don't like. I don't square off with people, and because I know I'm gonna lose, it doesn't matter if it's my friends or randoms, right? Like like they've been releasing stuff about the new Battlefield, and while I'm like deep down excited for a new Battlefield title, I haven't played the last three. The last one that I played was Battlefield 1, and I adored it. But I know I can't go back for two reasons. One is that I have it on Xbox and I don't feel like paying for Xbox Live Gold anymore. But B, and this is the most important part, the more important part, is that I know I would be such unbelievable booty cheeks compared to all the people who are still around playing that game that haven't stopped, right? Like, I would be just straight up abysmal compared to everybody else, and I'm already not good at shooters. I'm already not good. Uh, so like I do not feel like, as much as I love Battlefield 1, and I think it is I think it's where the series peaked. Of course, I can't really say that because I haven't played the ones after it, and I didn't play nearly as much of the ones before it. I had 3 and 4 on console, and I had played some Bad Company 2, I think, and then I played 1942. Yeah, and that's the same, like, it's the same reason I don't jump on Halo Infinite or the Master Chief Collection, which I own. But like, I'm not gonna especially with Halo, because the teams are so much smaller. You know, with with um with Battlefield, at least you can run into some stuff. Um, you can run into some stuff. I've never played Gears of War maybe I've played a little bit at a friend's house way back in the day. But I've never been a Gears of War fan. I don't dislike it. I think it's cool. But I've never, owned Gears of War. The Coal Train runs on whole grain. That's my extent of Gears of War lore knowledge. Um, the like at least oh, that's a nice building. It's very tall though. At least when it comes to Battlefield, right? Like, it's a game where you can sort of run around and f around, and you'll always be near some teammates, and you'll run into some people, and you'll shoot them up, or they'll shoot you up, and the time to kill is relatively low, which means that if you just get lucky, right? If you get lucky and you happen to get eyes on somebody first, as long as your aim isn't totally all over the place, which mine is not great, but as long as your aim isn't totally all over the place, you'll probably take them down. Not so with Halo. Halo, the time to kill is intentionally quite long. And I know that it's come down a little bit in recent games, I think. But it is still on the longer side as far as shooters go. And that means it's more about landing your shots. It is a little bit different because it's an arena shooter and there are power weapons, and you get lucky, you get your hands on those power weapons, and then you can dominate for a little bit until you run out of ammo for the rocket launcher. Of course, that's the only one that's good for me because I can't hit a damn thing with the sniper rifle. I'm like worse than Church. Um, uh, and, it's like, that is Halo. That is Halo, and that's what makes Halo good and sets it apart from its competitors. But it's also what makes it difficult for schmucks like me to contend. Admitted to noob tubing. Oh yeah, because I am a noob. That's the thing that needs to be understood here. I'm an eternal noob. I'm not very good at video games. There are some games that I have historically been pretty decent at, but they aren't competitive games. Like, when I played Rocket League, and I miss Rocket League, when I play Rocket League, I think there was a grenade launcher in Halo Reach. I used the hell out of that thing. Um, it's close enough. I'll take the allegations. I'll roll with it. I'll roll with the punches. It's all right. I absolutely would use whatever weapon I could that would give me the upper hand. I wish I was sharp enough to the pro pipe. Something something me your mom something something. Um, no. Sorry, it's still Call of Duty. Um, whoa, what was that? What? Huh, that's neat. Look at that. I want to put this over here. Um, no, I'm not. I'll put it somewhere. Hey, TBA. Where should I put this caboose? Where should I put this caboose? I don't know where to put it. I have to remember that I have it, though. I'm gonna go put it in the physical pick list. There's gotta be a place that I can stick a caboose. Put it over here in the big pile of buildings. Okay. Anyway. Sorry. I got carried away. Listen, I saw the opportunity and I took it. I'm sorry, MK. You were collateral damage. What is this? What? Oh. 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 That should go in a scrapyard. Absolutely. So I need to find some buildings to put in here. I need to fill in this block and then look. We're gonna have contiguous scenery again. If we can fill in this, part of me really wants, like, if this was not such a steep uphill, I would be tempted to peel a switch off here and run it like into here. That would be a really strange industry, and it'd be a really awkward railroad crossing. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can do it. I've got It's Not Enough by Kendrick stuck in my head. Okay, alright. This has got to go in here. It's good to hear from you, TVA. It's good to see you around in the stream. Okay, this can go right there, and then I am known to do that, alright? I just, you know, part of it is just because I do that. Part of it is because I know it's funny. Like, and I'm not out of here saying that, like, I planned that in advance, because I absolutely did not. But, oops, that needs to be straightened out. But, so there's an adage that I like to live my life by, alright? And it's very applicable in this particular moment, which is, some people say that you should live your life, live each day as if it were your last. I'm sure everyone here has heard that, at least in some form. I like to say, live each day as if you have a live studio audience. And, of course, when I'm streaming and I actually have a live audience, that's even more relevant, right? So, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, that's straightened. Straighten that. Okay. Oh, wait, no, it's got to be because I can't have a spline point there, so it's got to go back to where it was. Okay, go here. Go here, and then I need the next spline point to be, like, level, so that, yeah, so that it makes the switch happy. But I also need it to be straight like that. Sugar Shack. Okay, this is gonna be problem. This is why everyone has flat routes, okay? This is why. Nobody builds Trainz routes with the correct, like, realistic amount of weird changes in elevation that are present in real railroads, and this is why. Oh, hi, Jocelyn. Because doing anything on a slope, in Trainz, but in many a game, is a humongous pain in the keister. And I need to go down a little bit more than this. 6-8. Yeah, Tolbrin is absolutely getting immense. And if I just want to zoom out here, this is the current size of it. It's a far cry from the 4 tiles of certain route contests. But, you know, this is like 45 miles end to end. It's getting rather substantial. Um, okay, so there's this, and then there's this, which this is, you know, God's most awkward switch. Yeah, every railroad has the hill, and this is no exception. Oh, I fixed it. Oh, let's go. Um, okay, but I need to make this not completely obnoxious on the way down. I need to make the curve not obnoxious, number one, and I need to make the grade not obnoxious. And so for that, we're going to pop open the map. That's Control M. I'm going to zoom in here, and then I'm going to turn on the gradients, which my computer absolutely hates, but that's what I need to see. So that is flat. This is 3%, which a little high for my liking. Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to fix this curvature, though, because that's not great either. Something... Yeah, every 50 feet of urban track has that weird bump. You're absolutely correct. Something is telling me I need to push this end of track out further. Will this close my minimap? Damn it. Can I reopen them? Is the minimap a thing in Surveyor 2? I don't even know. Oh, that looks like a pretty solid curvature right there. Okay. Back to Surveyor Classic. The L tracks. Yeah, well, yeah, it's... okay. I want there to be as little gradient as possible. I at least want to keep it like under 2%. Now ruin the track condition. I have all the track conditions set to default. There was a point in time where I was going to F with track condition on this route, and I just never, like, it passed me by. You know, it passed me by. It was a very appealing notion for a very short period of time. Did I just cut the ground out from under this? Is this hovering now? It sure is. Ah. Okay. Oh, let's turn off gradients on the map so I don't lag myself out next time I look at it. Can I switch to... Yeah, there we go. The grid, the digital frontier. Turn the radius all the way down, turn the sensitivity all the way down. Oh, you know what? This is a like the wireframe is very helpful, but it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Because I cannot tell when the ground is up to the track with the wireframe on. Remember when I was doing this in Geiger Mountains, and I thought this was the only way to do it? And now I've learned all sorts of new techniques. And, you know, I'm still doing it this way. I'm still doing this. It's still going. Okay, okay. Tron Legacy soundtrack is always a winner. Okay, sent me some ideas for screenshots. Sweet, thank you. Beats terrain tracks. I mean, does it though? I mean, in this situation, it certainly does. Alright, let's grab this macadam, then we're gonna need the one without sidewalks, right? Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure there was one without sidewalks. Terrain tracks are my you know, beloved. I'll never let them go. They're still quite useful. I mean, terrain tracks are about as useful as it gets for doing a large area with a gentle gradient, or at least a large area with a consistent gradient. You know. What is this going on? What is going on over here? Why am I missing a sidewalk over there? I need to add that. Sidewalk. Sidewalk. Over here. The world is my pick list. Terrain tracks as stitches. It's a good way to oh, what the? No! Pavement blocks. Why are these so different than the other ones? I thought I selected this. Pavement slabs. Oh, I scrolled up. Oh, pavement blocks versus pavement slabs. I didn't even know I had pavement blocks. This is great. These are cool looking. I should have been using those. Oh, I have an idea for those now. God damn it, wrong way around. Some of the weirdness I'm hoping that people eventually just write off as like, yeah, that's just Trainz doing weird things, and not me being too lazy to build a gutter. Because I'm not building a gutter. All right, I'm gonna go and use those pavement blocks over there, where we were working at the beginning of the episode. Hold on. Just give me a second. Let me finish my sidewalk, my bootleg sidewalk. What the devs should do, period, is lower the grid down to a point so that terrain editing is smooth and very adaptable. That does exist. That is Ultra HD terrain or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's HD terrain. HD terrain. I know some people that have worked with it. It is pretty intensive. If TJ was here, they could tell us about it because they've worked with it more than anyone I'm aware of. But this would be a good spot for the caboose. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Let's put it next to the fire station. Although it says yard office on it, and that's not. It's not a yard office. Where'd it go? It's right there. Give me that. Give me that. That's what I say to Lafayette when he has his toy. I say, give me that. And he, he does the dog thing. See, having the, wanting to put the caboose here instinctively is half the reason why I built this, Does this one not say yard office? No, what is the difference between the two of these? Are they even different QIDs? Oh, one is DLS and one is built-in. Let's do the DLS one. Or not built-in, one is packaged. I'll keep it parallel with the railroad tracks. Or maybe slightly off, like they just sort of rolled it. They built temp track and they rolled it into there. The idea was that I was going to have something here that would make use of this track. I don't know what, but something. I mean, just like general goods, right? Let's scoot this back to here. Let's see if we can find a warehouse that would make use of this. Sawmill. This would be a weird place for a sawmill. Oh, whoops, hold on. I need to go back to Surveyor Classic. Speaking of sawmill, though, I do need to go work on the industries. Old Urban Freight House and / Team Track. Yeah, the thing is, this area is so new. It's relatively new. It's such a weird one. Like, there's no real reason there should be a track here. Like, there's no reason. What I could do is add something that would be sort of totally out of pocket for the area, like a factory building. You know, it would be at least half warehouse. Because if you look at, and it can't be something that's too new, because you wouldn't put something here, you know? This would have to be something that was here sort of before. Um, Branch line lead turn storage track. We've got enough weird tracks kicking around here. Uh, like this is why there's so much difficulty. I'll just have to do this, right? Just have to put this big warehouse here. Oh, you know what though? Well, we kind of have one of these over here. Something I've got to do is make one of those incredibly long buildings, you know, like a fruit warehouse, or you know where you drop off produce, which was originally sort of what this was going to be. But that one is closer to downtown. Like that one's in downtown. Where'd it go? It's over here. Next block's over. Getting lost in my own city is marvelous and wonderful and exciting, and I'm so happy that it's happening. Like genuinely, I am so happy that I'm getting lost in my Trainz city. Like a co-op. No, hold on. There's a building in Pittsburgh that is whoa. That I think like bills itself as like one of the longest buildings in the world, or formerly the longest building in the world, and it is just where you'd park all of the produce there, and it would be like a market on the inside. It's just like this is the direct from train fruit sales. You know, I guess that's the only way to. Oh, that's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Nobody say anything about that. I also have to find something with actual like warehouse doors on the side, so you can pull a train up to it. Oh, you? I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea, and it's not a good one. Hold on. Hold on. I'm cooking. I need a flat spot over here. Thunk 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 thunk. Actually no, you don't. Bring this back over here first. I see a building, and my kit bashing brain goes, oh, oh. If I do this right, if I do this, line this up perfectly with this track. It's 275.2. All right. Bring this over here. Oh wait, no! I have the power. I have the power of Surveyor 2. I don't need to do what I was about to do. I can do this. Watch this. Watch this. Now watch this drive. I need to have enough room for trucks to pull in at the end there, because there are 2 truck bays there. Is anybody on to me yet? Does anyone know what I'm about to do? This piece of the building is smaller than this piece, which means I can just scoot like that. Oh, and there's a little bit of Z fighting. Oh, damn it! You know what? We're gonna cover this with a building. That side's gonna be covered. I'm gonna kit bash these into another building. Watch. Look at that. Look at that. Long, long building. Yeah, really large REA building. Yeah, exactly. That sort of thing. And I'm gonna make this the front of this. Although the fact that that's there is not great. And that, you know what? Maybe this is not the right building for this specific location. I like this building, though. I found it by accident 2 minutes ago, and I've grown quite fond of it. Platform spline was my first thought, but I want to cover it with a building. I want this building to be have a little bit more depth. Which means I'm probably going to end up doing the exact same thing I just did. What are you? Whoa. It's a nice building. Whoa. Nice. That's big. This is the problem. Now I'm gonna have to find like the perfect lock to fit in this key. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was trying to say. Wait, what was that? Is it too long? It might be too long. Oh, and it already has a... Oh, that's neat. Hold on a second. No, it's too long. That's really cool, though. I like that. We're gonna have to use this building somewhere. I'm gonna put it in the pick list. Whoops, I just sent it into outer space. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I hope I'm not the only one that saw that fly away. Over here. But that's what I'm looking for. Just not that, exactly. I have plenty of warehouses. I'm sure I can find something that fits the very narrow and unreasonable parameters that I'm trying to make it fit. It's, you know, I'm trying to mix two buildings, one of which clearly does not want to be mixed with anything. I'm creating hybrids. You're going to be way too big. Oh, no you're not. This is a very, like, Soviet aesthetic. Look at this building. Our fruit grower's warehouse. It's, you know what, though? You know what, though? You know what this is? This is a cold storage warehouse. Oh, look how the roof line lines up with those windows. This is exactly what we needed. No, it was 0.2, wasn't it? There we go. There we go. Excuse me, waiter. There is a Soviet architecture in my America. Yeah, there we go. This is the building. This is the cold storage warehouse. This is awesome. Something that we could do, if we want to give ourselves just a little bit more room to play, is scoot this track to the left slightly and add a second track. Which feels like something I might want to do, because this place feels like it could use some extra building, or you know, extra traffic. So let's go into 2.0. Oh, right, it's like 6 buildings. If I scoot this closer to here, yeah, the Bellington Central Warehouse. That's absolutely what it's going to be called. Which one is going to be the through track? No, it's got to be the one in the back. Got to be the one in the back. And it's going to be one of those situations where they line up the doors so that you can have 2 sets of cars parked here, spotted here, and both are accessible. Use wig bags at the crossing. Doing crossings is a down the road kind of problem. I do think I have some wigwags though. I've used at least one before. I use the ATLS stuff. It's been a hot minute since I've tried to program an ATLS crossing, but I should be able to do that still. I might still have it in me, who knows. Alright, let's do that right up to the end there, and then we're going to grab this, and I am going to tie this in with like as little space as possible, but we need that we need that straight section, that straightened section here, which that is still straightened, so that's good. But this is going to have to go, like, into the middle of the street, right? Or even to over there, yeah. Just to make this switch a reasonable length. Something else that I want to do with this little back area is have a little patio here for this, where they're going to be putting freight cars right up to the edge of the patio. Okay. Completely uncalled for a central warehouse building. Check. And we're going to need some... I need to do industries. It's 9 o'clock. I need to do industries. And that's the problem with this. Honestly, should I do something boring or should I do something boringer? That's up to yous. Do I do, like, the most boring thing, or do I do the slightly, like, you know? Because they both need to get done. Okay, I'm gonna need to go back into Surveyor Classic anyway. What needs done more than the other? The boringest thing. Absolutely the boringest thing needs to get done. Oh, wait, before I forget. Where is it? Back into Surveyor 2. I need pavement blocks, right? Where are they? Pavement blocks. Is there a 7.2? Yes, there is. Do the boringest thing and tell us a funny story. You think I can just whip up a funny story on command? I don't see. I'm bad at the. I'm bad at that, right? Place line with selected asset. I do get myself into situations where I think, I get to tell this story again, right? Like, does everyone have a repertoire, right? A repertoire of their best stories, their funniest things. That they you know, their best stories, their funniest things, that, like, whenever they get the chance, whenever you get the chance, you just jump into that thing, right? I am so guilty of that. Okay. Alright, so this is the boringest thing, alright? These are our commodity creators. And I absolutely, yeah, I have a repertoire of stories, but I need to, like, be prompted, and then I can tell one. You know, they're not something that bounces around in my head. They're something that like, exists. Hold on, I need to organize my desktop while we do this. There's something that exists in my memory, and, like, if I catch some, like, oh, I can transition from that to this, it makes me think of the funny story. Alright, alright. So what we need to look at right now is we need to look at the commodity calculator here and see what we are creating and what we are destroying and what we need, right? Like, especially the stuff that needs to be created and put onto the route. But definitely the things that, you know, I would like to have one for everything. But it means we need, like, 30. And I would kind of like to go in alphabetical order, which means that coal is not the first one here. Coal is going to be, like, the fourth one here, and this one needs to be ammonia. This all ties into edit session. This all ties into not the portal timetable rule, the schedule library, um, or no, yeah, no. Hold on. How do I determine demand? So I have the big spreadsheet calculates everything, every industry that's been set up so far. Um, and these aren't around to match demand. They are just there to backfill commodities at all. And they should make, and I think I should have one of them set up. I think this one is set up. Um, this is... Oh, right. It's the thing at track mark. This is, okay, you create the thing and then you do the thing. Yeah. It's like every however long, whatever this is, 30 minutes? Where's my portal again? Every every hour, this will create cars. Um, and first, they will go to the loaded car. They'll pull onto here, and then they will back up into here and load up, and then pull up again, and then the engine will come off, drive to here, and explode. It's an invisible locomotive, if I remember right. And these are all copies of the one next to it, so it's going to take us a hot minute to do all of them. The problem is they're not going to work until we do all of them. Well, the coal one won't work. But this is the first one on the list, which is going to be, what did I say? Ammonia. I kind of wish I had an overall commodity balance, because then I could see everything. Honestly, maybe I should revert this to an overall commodity balance. Because it doesn't really matter where stuff is coming from anymore. Because I'm not going to be doing this manually anymore. It's going to be run by Living Railroad. So I can change all of this out. You are really trying to cram Railroad into Trainz, and I love it. When did Railroad start development? This route might predate all of that. Okay, commodity, units per carload, supply and demand. And then all of these can go... All of these can go away. You know, Railroader and Tolbrand might be the same age. Railroad is pulling... I would love it if Railroader would pull Living Railroad out of Trainz. Random thought, right? But, like, one of the biggest gripes that I hear about Railroader is that, like, weirdly enough, you have to run everything, you know? And that's sort of a weird take on the complaint that tends to get thrown around, but hear me out, right? People say that there's not enough, you know, that there's a lot of tedium in the game, and I agree with that. There is a lot of tedium. If you're not there, if you're not in it for switching puzzles, you've got nothing to do. But if you're in it for the railroad management side, it means that you have to do a hell of a lot of switching puzzles to get anything good out of it, right? So... Sorry, I need to put my brain on this. So, like, you know, if the AI in Railroader could really handle running the railroad by itself, and you, as the human person, could, you know, you only have to run the things you want to run, and the AI engineers will handle everything else, and the you know, you're just sort of left to manage stuff, which isn't very engaging, right? It isn't very engaging if, or sort of unless, right, it isn't very engaging unless you're really into the management side of thing, or unless you have other stuff to do in the meantime. Um, you sort of just you could, in theory, let your railroad run and not pay a lot of attention to it. All right, in create ng, outbox ng. Uh, Point is, if the AI could run the railroad, you could interact with it exactly as much as you, the player, want to. Oh, that's a duplicate. Okay, let's flag that, because I need to merge these all together. General goods in crate, merge that together. Flour bag pallet. That's not a duplicate. It would allow one player to manage a whole lot more tier 5 industries. Like, yeah, and, you know, I think, the railroad management side of Railroader is, of the two, like, major draws, the railroad management and the switching puzzles, is by far the least entertaining side. But it really does grab people. It grabs me, certainly. When we run the Iron Horseman Railroader save, I am there specifically to just sort of watch the trains go. You know, I'm there to sort of tell people where to go and what to do, but other than that, that's it. That's all I'm doing. You know what? Actually, I'm going to use the power vested in me by Excel to sort range, sort by column A to Z. Okay, they're already in. They're already that way. Are you on CTC a lot? When I have CTC, I'm on CTC. I when I had the pleasure of being a part of the ES&DT, I was there as a dispatcher first and foremost and only. I've never run a train on the ES&DT, and I don't really care to. Running the trains is not the thing that excites me the most. Do you strike me as the type? Yeah, exactly. I'm here to make a spreadsheet. Okay. And I need to really trim down these spreadsheets because they're getting enormous. There's so many extra, delete cells. Delete cells and shift left. Wait, what? How come they didn't go away? What? Why did the cells not go away? Oh wait, delete rows. There we go. WT and YP. Listen, I would dispatch any railroad. Nothing on Earth can be worse than the ES&DT. And, I hope everyone here knows I mean that with all the love that is in my heart. Nothing can be worse. Oh, shoot. I needed to leave those there. Hold on. I needed to leave these. Well, wait. It doesn't matter what the home yard is anymore. Right? Because this isn't using home yard anymore. So this doesn't need to use home yard anymore. Maybe I'll just label it region to keep things in my head straight, but I don't need it. That is a compliment to the ES&DT. It is chaos, 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 chaos. I'm just glad that the one tremendous disaster that happened was not on the part of the railroad that I was controlling. You know, it's the little things. Trim down my spreadsheets. Now that I know how to do this. Delete columns. And maybe these should be on different sheets. There's really no reason for them to be on the same sheet. Producer, industries, and then we're going to duplicate this sheet, and we're going to change this to consumer industries, and then I'm going to delete this from here, Delete columns. Delete columns. Delete columns. Delete columns. Oh, Sugar Shack. Delete that. No, just like clear. Can I clear everything? Delete cells. Oh, fun. Let me. There. Now they're gone. Producer industries. Let me cut this because that should allow all of the formula associations to remain. And then I can paste it here. And that didn't break anything. Yippity-doo-dah. Alright. Delete column. No, I wanted to delete all the columns, actually. Delete columns. And then clear out this. Alright. Get rid of that. And now everything can be where it wants to be. These can go here. And actually, these should be formatted like this. Control-Alt-V. Oops, Control-Alt-V. What? Copy. Control-Alt-V. Oh, no, I get it. No, I don't get it. I'm telling you, Control-Alt-V is a weird keyboard combination. There. Let's just copy it, and then we'll just do it like this. We'll do it like this. There we go. Okay. My favorite Spark product of the 2000s and a foamer. Yeah, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about like half of that stuff. There are, I mean, some of these are fairly straight. I could get distracted. Some of these are fairly straightforward. Facebook is one of these I probably do not need up here anymore, but it's been up there since, you know, they made Facebook. But Amtrak, the Amtracker, Groups.io is for the Providence Northern, Open Railway Map, self-explanatory. Powder Game, very straightforward and very much explains why I love Noita so much. Reddit and Rooster Teeth are fairly self-explanatory. And I really hope everyone... I never was a Homestar Runner person. I hope everyone saw the Rooster Teeth homepage when they had it changed for April Fools. SteamLocomotive.com, of course. The height mapper, which I use for OpenTTD, and I was just looking it up a lot. The last one here is YouTube. I've got all sorts of other... You know, here's my bookmarks. I don't think there's anything too embarrassing in here. There are a couple of things that might be a little bit spicy. But so many of those I haven't clicked on in so long that I don't even know if the websites work anymore. But then there are a couple that, like, I forget are in there, and then I go looking for the thing and can't find it, and it's like, oh, it's in my bookmarks, right? Like, where's Chicken? There it is. So this is, you know, this is a paper. It's Chicken. The internet is real. Where's the burrito tunnel? I swear I have the burrito tunnel saved here, but it should be up here somewhere and not down there. I have all these GeoGuessr maps. If you saw it in the thing, it's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. The Alameda Weehawken burrito tunnel. For those who don't know what the Alameda Weehawken burrito tunnel is, I welcome you to look it up. It's an amazing piece of infrastructure. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna go for a little bit. When can I come back to screenshots? Oh yeah, that's right. You messaged me like uh you messaged me DMs whatever. Let me just pull it up. Let me pull it up so I can look at it separately. Oh, those are. Oh, I expected you to say, or did you put it in the Tolbrin thing? I expected you to tell me like, hey, we should go. You should take one here, right? Um. Anyway, okay. Back to what we were doing here. Um. So the commodity balance, and I talked about doing this, and I can get rid of these two rows because we're going to be doing it in a different way. Delete these two rows. This column is fine. This column is less fine. Um, I feel like I need another. I need another row here. Um, you know what? I can think of something. You know, I'll take some screenshots at the end of the night. You know what? I will put it to the people and say, hey, um, if anybody has any ideas for what the new thumbnail could look like. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I want to unfreeze this. Unmerge. There we go. Units per carload, and this one we're going to remerge, and we're going to make it do that. I like having my spreadsheets look good. New thumbnail for this series. I was thinking about horses, sorry. Produced, consumed. Units per carload. Commodity name. I regret nothing. Okay. This is. Oh, okay. This is going to be called balance, and this is going to be in carloads and units. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me get out of here. Get into the Tolbrin Peninsula thread. If you want to look, or if you want to throw down some ideas, either in the thread or in the thing here, when we get towards the end of the show, I will go and take some screenshots. Or maybe I'll take them afterward, because again, I don't really remember how to do that in OBS. Okay, so we need to make this work. Producer industries, consumer industries. So these two do work already. But the thing is, it needs to be a sum if, and it needs to be the entire D column instead of this. Why is that A:B? Oh, right, because that's a VLOOKUP. D, D, F, F. Okay, that's still the same. Alright, see ya, Steel Beasts. FF. And then where did my oh wait, no, the balance for that's down here. The general goods balance is down here. Okay. Yeah, that's just to make sure that the general goods are balanced across the railroad. That is actually important. This is going to be consumer industries, D, and FF. So these two should just work, except for, yeah, that. Okay. So that just works, and then these just work. All right, so I've solved the problem that we were having last time, which was awfully frustrating. And then put a line on top there. Okay. You ever wonder why we're here? Let's make that a little bit smaller. We can make sure all of these are centered, because I don't know why produced and consumed looks like it isn't. But these are all the things that we need to create stuff for, which is a total of 39 at current, which is a lot. And we're going to have these, we're going to have 40 of these so far, and there will be more, at every staging yard, of which there are 3. The narrow gauge is all self-contained. There are no staging yards for the narrow gauge. But there's a staging yard here. This is north staging. It touches the Gilson Eastern and the Volga Mountains. South staging touches, I think, just the Gilson Eastern, or maybe just the Volga Mountains, one of the two. And then east staging is the Zion and Skyline. And there, I may also build a west station, but staging, but that would be like accessible via car float. Okay, so if we're going to start from here, because we can expand in that direction, we're going to do ammonia. And we'll see if we can get one of these done in the next half an hour. But the first things first is to rename everything. Which, yeah. Ammonia portal. And then anything else that needs to be renamed this way. No, those are the only buildings. What is this? Oh, this is a signal. There should probably be a signal facing both directions, don't you think? No, because nothing's ever driving out of here. Zion and Skyline, yes, the railroad you built the 2864. Hi, Casey. Okay. So next up is, well, why not? Let's do these. This is going to be ammonia. I should just, hold on. I should do a quick copy of the word ammonia to make my life a little easier. What in the world is going on here? Hi, Mason! And where on earth are we? We are in North Staging. We are at the North Staging commodity spawners. These are a block of things that is supposed to spit out loaded and unloaded cars for us to use. Yeah. That's about it. We are out of bounds. That's a good way to put it. Ammonia entrance. Ammonia. And we're using the default switch stands here because it does not matter, we are out of bounds. I'm not getting fancy. So this is where, yeah, this is where the loads both come from and go. Actually, this isn't where they go, because you're just going to throw a train into a portal. Staging, yeah, no loads refused. Alright, ammonia exist, ammonia end lead, and then terminate end. That one doesn't have to be labeled, but it is. Oh, Oh, this is also labeled, isn't it? Overflow end. Yeah, okay. So every hour, this is going to create a 4-block set of our default cars carrying ammonia. This is, and I feel like I should name this as well. This is going to be NSTL ammonia signal, which doesn't really narrow anything down, but these two aren't doing anything, this one's not doing anything. Like, I shouldn't need to name these signals. Ammonia connector signal. But I probably should. Bleach track has got to come later. NSTL ammonia portal signal. And then, that was interesting that it showed me where that was. NSTL ammonia signal, ammonia loads signal. NSTL ammonia unloads. Oh no, empties. Okay. Load signal, empty signal, and then connector signal. Yeah, sure, why not? Next up is this building here, this one right here, which is going to, instead of making coal, it is going to make ammonia. And now let's look at the ammonia commodity. Oh wait, we can look at it in the commodity balance. 3,900 units per carload. So 3,900, and let's go to the industry calculator. Just go over here really quick. Oh, that's interesting. 3,900. Oh, sorry, 1,000, not 100. 156,000. Now, how did I have this set up? 225. Ah, shoot. I need to pay attention to this. It's got to do it like once an hour, right? It's got to fill up 4 cars every hour. And 276,997 was 4 carloads of coal, right? 277. Wait, what? Oh, that's not coal, is it? What is the 69,294? No, that is. So what the hell was I doing over here? 276,997, 276,996 units. Did I mistype something? Whatever. We'll do the coal later. I just want to. I need to go from first principles here. I need to say. Make sure I'm clicking on the right one. I need to say, clear this out, add ammonia. There it is. Go to products, set this to items. I need to set this to. Well, the waybill was still 80%, but the waybill should be like 0%. I'm not treating this like a regular. Hey, new. I'm not treating this like a regular industry. I need to think about it. This should be. So if a waybill is when it reaches 50%. Waybill, no waybill. Let's just set it to 100. Set it to 100. Why not? 4 carloads of ammonia, 39000, is going to be 156,000. So it's a queue of 156,000. Okay? I wanted to start with 156,000 items in it. And get out of here. Ammonia, load into vehicle, processes. Okay, so I needed to create 4 carloads of ammonia every hour. Which is not what I have this set up for at all. Mew, why did you go to urgent care? Oh, right, you're sick. Or what happened? Did you have COVID again? Oh, you have pneumonia? Jesus Christ. You know what? I think I should just copy this whole table down here and make it per hour. I'm going to save myself a lot of headache in the long run. So, Mr. Carl used for time for production. What's 86,400 divided by 24, right? I know I'm in a word processor there, so 3600. I feel like I should know that. That's just the number of seconds in an hour. Is there any other place where... Yeah. Hello, Comrade Mopak. Took an arrow to the knee. That's great. Carloads per hour. Carloads per hour. Carloads per hour. Productions per hour. Okay, so I want 4 carloads per hour. It's 39,000, right? Or was it 36? 39,000, right? Gonna double check this because God knows. You know, you lose things along the way. Units per production time divided by 0. Oopsies. Units per production. Oh, wait. Right? And I can just do 900 and then da. But if I cut this down... If I cut this down, 4 carloads per hour, 3,900... 1,000, rather. 900. What if I go to 450? What if I go to... 100? Nope, that's not good. What if I go to 150? 6,500. Okay. What if I go to 15? 650. What if I go to 5? No, that won't work. What if I go to 3? 130. And this doesn't have a decimal after it. No, it does not. Time for production 1? No. 2? No. 3? Yes. You want to get your time for production as low as possible, I think. I think that's savvy. I honestly don't know. I'm wondering if it would cause lag, though. Because it's 4 carloads. I don't know why I had this set to 225. Because it's 4 carloads, we can always do it like this. And I think we should just do that for the sake of standardization. 900. I want it to produce ammonia out of thin air. I said 900. And I want it to produce 39,000. 1 carload. So, yeah. Why does the industry say coal? Did I click on the wrong one? No. Yes, I labeled the wrong one ammonia. Label that back to coal, stupid. Just gonna get closer and closer to it until... There we go. Is there a way to DM someone in the Discord without pinging them? No, I don't think so. Yeah, you make a server with just you and them. 156,000. Is it at silent? That's interesting. Set the waybill to 100. Set this to... Oh, wait. What am I doing? Get the coal out of here. Put ammonia in here. Switch the product to items. Produce ammonia every 900 seconds. Produce 1 carload, which is going to be 39,000. Ammonia. Get rid of this. Load the ammonia into the vehicle. Start us with nothing, actually. You don't need to start with anything, because it'll fill up by the time that it gets there. When a unit train of ammonia shows up. Yeah, just pour this into the furnaces. It'll work great. Okay. So, okay, now that's one thing set up. One thing set up, and now we need to do the back-end work for it, which is we need to go into Edit Session. We need to go to... Oh, wait, no, sorry. There is something else we need to do over here first, which is we need to change out this to our default ammonia vehicle, which is... where are you? Ammonia. Oh. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Keep going. It is... this one, Tanker 40-foot SD Warren. Okay. You. Count 4. Okay. Produce trains every 60 minutes. One of the following constants is chosen for production. Drive via track mark list. NSTL ammonia. Drive to first. Consume trains, accept all trains. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Unit train of pneumonia shows up. Damn, that's too real. Okay, now we need to do the back-end work. I'm wondering how long it's going to take us to get in a groove for these things, but it's going to be a hot minute. Okay, we got to make another whole set of these. Could I wish I could duplicate this. Entry, no trackside. Really? This should be coal 2, shouldn't it? Oh, that's a lot of coal 2s. Oh no. Oh no. I see the problem now. Okay, well, that's not gonna help. Let's select track mark. Oh no, not that. Add new trackside entity. That's gonna appear at the bottom of the list, because of course it is. Select track mark. Ammonia 1. Okay. Scroll back to the top. Ammonia 1. Drive 2. Oh god. Ammonia, multiple pickup drop off. Load. Drive 2. Ammonia. Oh wait, no, sorry. Drive to track mark. Ammonia 1. Wait 5 seconds. Uncouple from vehicle 0. This is also all theoretical. I've never had it work yet. Drive to TSL, ammonia, no. Drive to track mark. Ammonia terminate. At this station. Wait 5 seconds and then delete train. And delete train. Okay, now what? That's 1. And I'm going to delete these entries as I go. And for that matter, ammonia 3. If it touches that, then it deletes itself. Select track mark. Ammonia 2. And then we're just going to change this. Wait 5 seconds. Drive to ammonia terminate. Wait 5 seconds and delete train. Okay. We're going to save those changes. And guess what? We should have 1 done. What's the next one? These have all got to get done. The square barley. Let's see how quickly we can do this. Can we do it in 10 minutes? I don't think so, but we'll find out. I'm gonna go into Surveyor 2.0 to rename stuff. Because I can rename everything just by clicking on it. Oh, maybe I can't. Okay, no, I can't. Well, that's weird. Back to Surveyor Classic. I just want to know that I'm getting the right one, you know? Okay, not the ammonia portal. If I click here... Okay, what's up next? Barley, square. Because there are multiple barley commodities, so... Save changes to that. And these are the only 2 that I actually have to click on. I just really want to make sure I get the right one. So we'll do that. Can't believe I'm doing this. This is what my life has come to. Barley, brackets, square. And I'm locked in to use the stupid default switch stands because God knows I'm not going back and changing them now. They're not important at all. They are not important enough for me to worry about changing. But I really don't enjoy looking at them, is the problem. You know, I feel like everything default in Trainz, and even in many of these creative games, sort of in general, right? You are almost automatically disincentivized to use any of the default stuff because it is the default stuff, right? Because it feels like it feels like you've put no effort in. It doesn't look like you've put any effort in if you leave it as the default. There's really no need to put effort in on like some of this stuff. Some of the switch stands can be perfectly fine the way they are, but NSDL barley square loads signal. Okay, and then all of these things. Oh, I can change these? I can change the names of the track marks in the trackside menu? I'm not sure if that's intentional. And this is the kind of thing where it really shouldn't work. It shouldn't do anything. If the like, I would love it if it did absolutely nothing. If there was no reason for it to do anything, but I don't know how to reliably control a portal like that. Oh, bulk asset replace is a thing. That's right. Thank you for reminding me about that. STL connector signal. Okay. Is there anything that we're missing? Probably this, right? No, I got that. These two. And then let's check with the track marks. Yep. Did I get this signal? Yep. Okay. Why does this show coal? That's not accurate. I sure hope that that's not going to be stuck like that forever. No, there's only ammonia. It'll be full in 60 minutes. Perfect. Next up, barley. So get rid of you. We're going to put in barley. I don't know which barley it is. That's one of them. That's the... Oh, they're both square. They're both square. Ah, shoot. Sometimes when things update, they change what the commodity looks like. Now I need to figure out where the barley is and go look and see which thing it is. So that's got to be a producer industry, right? No, it's probably a consumer industry. Let's find out. Barley, 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 barley square, consumed. I bet you I know where it's consumed. It's consumed over here. It's consumed over here in Mason's Landing. Hey Mason, could you make some Yarnish roads? There are some weird missing ones. Okay. That's right. It goes in the square hole. Okay. Now look at this. Okay, is that the lighter one? That's what it is? No, that's the less light one. 3D modeling hurts my brain. Mason, could you 3D print me some parts? Okay, so it's I need to like memorize which one that one was. It was this one, not this one. Okay. So they're no longer square and not square. They are light and dark. I'm gonna assume this one is dark. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me do a Control F. Let me do a find and replace. Barley circle. Replace with barley light. All sheets, match case, replace all. Replaced one instance. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. barley square with barley dark. Should replace like 3 instances. Yeah, there we go. So now we've got dark barley. The problem is everything here is named barley square, and now I need to freaking rename everything. Dark. Also, I did not capitalize dark, did I? That's important. Barley good and barley trash, yeah. Freaking out. We're going to be locked into this. No, you know what? F it. We're not doing that. They're both square, but one of them is light. We're keeping that as barley square. Yeah, and that's how I could treat them. The light stuff is the garbage stuff that gets used for animal feed. That'd be an interesting way to handle things. One is the evil Yarlib. Okay, back to work on this. Thank God for multiple industries. Light barley, get out of here. Waybill 100%. Size. So 1 carload of barley is 60,000, which means that many carloads of barley is a lot more than that. 240,000. Yeah, Pupper's locked in here with me. Set to that. It's in tons. It doesn't need to be in tons. In fact, it needs to be in items. Okay. Get rid of that. Barley. Load into vehicle. Processes. I want you to create barley from thin air. I want you to create 60,000 units of it, and I want you to do it every 900 seconds. Okay. All right, so that's gonna be full in 60 seconds, right? Why is process Why does it say process is disabled? Probably because I didn't save it yet. No barley available for pickup. Womp womp. The reason I'm setting the waybill to 100 is I kind of want these to be lower priority than any source that's out on the route for living railroad shenanigans. Lafayette, you want to come here? Come here. Come up. It's 10 o'clock. The people want to see you. Alright, so I also need to throw in... Oh, something I should also be doing for shenanigans' sake, right, is if we look at, for example, because it's not going to really matter, right? If we look at the ammonia, right, the purple is the preferred, or is the standard, right? That's what I wrote down. Standard rail car, and then green is preferred, and then blue is alternate. Preferred is it has the same carload size as as the standard rail car. So for ammonia, there's nothing else. But if I were to scroll down, there's also tanker 40-foot UTLX, which is the same thing here. So we're going to just back out of this for a second. Which means what I should do is I should click on this portal, and I should add new consist. And I should say, one of these, what is this, invisible train. Invisible train. And then I should add 4 of whatever this is. Tanker 40-foot UTLX. This way it'll slowly spread onto the route the different vehicles that I want these to use, and there'll be some mixing involved. Should I make all the drivers Bob? I should make all the drivers Bob. I mean, I have Damon, but maybe I should make all the drivers in the future be Bob. Drive to track mark list. Ammonia, first available. And then wait for 5 seconds. If I change... Oh. Oh. I guess they're all Bob now. How about, I'll just name them after the commodity. Why not? No, Faye, come here. Come here. Come here, pup. Come here. Come here. Come here. You know I'm just gonna scoop you up. There's nothing you can do about it. Come here. But yet, you're so good. I should get one more of these done, right? Just one. Just one, okay? We'll get one more. Here we go, boy. Tell Mew to feel better. Tell him to get over his pneumonia. Okay. Oh, he puts his head on things. Okay, so this one, the barley portal, the barley situation is a little bit different. The cat is really trying to get in this room. Square barley is, we have, oh shoot, there's a couple of, there's these down here. I just need to clean that up. Square barley, 60,000. I think of at least one car it goes in. Not that one. It's in this 2-bay ACF covered hopper, Boston to Maine. Now, we have several alternatives to the 2-bay ACF covered hopper, Boston and Maine. So let me throw those down. That's not where that goes. Oh, hold on. 2-bay. Okay. So we've got the B&M one, right? And then we've got the Gilson Eastern one. We also have an FEC one, which I assume has the same... No? Commodities? Oh, shoot. That looks interesting. Oh, God. Oh, God. The UI is... I don't know about the UI. The new UI. I thought there was another one, but we've got the Gilson Eastern one, is the point. 2-bay ACF Cov Hopper Gilson Eastern. So what I should do is I should grab this, go down here, standard procedure, put this down here, and say Gilson Eastern. And make sure there's not like a weird space after it. So yeah, we've got two options for this one too. I thought there were more. I expected there to be more, but that's not important right now. What's important is that I go into here and I click on this, and then it lets me in and look at this, and then I can say 2-bay ACF covered hopper Boston and Maine. I would like you to grab 4 of them. And your name is Barley Square. Add new consist, same deal. Invisible. The Invisible Man. Invisible Train. And then 2-bay ACF covered hopper Gilson Eastern. 4 of those. Add driver to consist. Damon. I guess they're all going to be Damon. Barley Square. Save that. And so you're going to drive via track mark list uh, Barley, first available. You are also, you too are going to drive to Barley. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Great. Great. Okay. Well, for these, you know what, we'll just have to do. We'll just have to eliminate the space. Because if I don't do that, then apparently it does not recognize them for the drive to nearest track mark, or drive to track mark list, rather. So that's an interesting little wrinkle. Oh, and it still won't. So I need to have no sort of punctuation in here. It just needs to be Barley Square. And I guess I will just do it in camel case because it's easiest. I don't love that. That should be the only place where that problem specifically shows up, though. Oh, Barley Square. Okay. Did I miss something during the course of that? There might have been another option there for Barley Square. Um, okay. And then we're going to wait for 5 seconds. For absolutely no reason, my gut is very mad at me. And for no reason, I mean it has nothing to do with the giant bowl of mac and cheese that I had before starting this. Add new trackside entity. Oh, it always puts it at the bottom, though. I don't want it to put it at the bottom, because that makes my life more difficult. Oh, man. Okay, well, select track mark. And STL. Barley Square. Oh, no, sorry. Barley Square 1. It's going to go to Barley Square. Drive to. See, Barley Square, multiple pickup drop off, and then load, and then wait for 5 seconds. Right? Oh no, and drive to Ammonia 1, or Barley Square 1. Drive to track mark. Barley Square 1. Wait for 5 seconds. Uncouple from 0, drive to terminate, wait, and then die. Couples from 0. Drive to track mark. Barley Square terminate. Wait for 5 seconds. And then explode. Delete train. Okay, add new trackside entity. This next one is easier. Select track mark. Barley Square 2. These get easier as they go. Wait for 5 seconds, uncouple, go there, and then terminate. Okay. Wait for 5 seconds. Uncouples from 0. Drive to track mark. Barley Square terminate. Wait for 5 seconds. I feel like I'm missing something. Delete train. Am I missing something? No. That's all it needs to do. And then add new tracks identity, select track mark. I almost typed in ammonia again. Barley square 3, last one, last thing we're doing today. And it's the easy one, delete train. Save changes, save changes. Can't believe there are still 6 of you here for this. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to have to try it at some point. I am going to end this, but I'm going to keep the route open. I'm going to maybe take some cinematic screenshots. And maybe next time we will have a... Wow, that's kind of trippy. Maybe next time we'll have a new thumbnail. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Under Construction. I will see you next week. This is the Admiral.